Law firms have gone virtual this year, which means no more queuing at busy stalls, no more face-to-face interactions, and no more law firm branded freebies. Different universities will be using different platforms and software to host their law fair, but the fact still remains that you should do some preliminary research before you attend your university's law fair and engage with employers. Here is our advice on how to effectively prepare for your university's virtual law fair. We also have another video all about networking online more generally, so do make sure you check that out too. So we all know that law fairs are a valuable source of information about opportunities in the legal profession, both for law and non-law students. Virtual law fairs will give you the chance to speak to lawyers, trainees and recruiters at different types of law firms. You may like to ask questions about things such as the firm's key practice areas and clients, the style of training, and if there are any opportunities for trainees to work in overseas offices. There will be many nuggets of information that you can only glean by talking to people who actually work at the firm. We often tell students that they should find out about a law firm's culture before applying, and this can be done by speaking to employers and getting a feel for the firm's dynamics and environment. But it's also important to not use law fairs to ask basic questions that you could find out the answer to yourself. Just as at a physical law fair, we would really recommend doing some preliminary research on the firm, for example, their cases or any recent deals, clients that they're working with, for example, in order to really maximise your time speaking with people at the firm. Asking a law firm recruiter or partner how many trainees they recruit or how many offices they have, for example, is just a waste of both of your time, because you could have easily found that out on the firm's website or on the firm's Law Careers Net directory entry. Try to dig a little bit deeper and ask questions that show you've done a little bit of research and that you are genuinely committed to finding out if the firm is the right one for you. For example, you could say, I've noticed that the firm's key areas are X, Y and Z. How do you structure your seat rotation to make sure that you experience all of these different types of areas and find a specialism? That way, you can impress them with your knowledge and find out valuable information that might impact your decision to apply there. Don't forget that networking might be a little bit more awkward or difficult through video calls or online messaging, so having a few questions or topics to discuss will make the whole thing run a lot smoother. Having attended and hosted a few virtual events ourselves recently, we have a few top tips for students on how to make the most on the day. Number 1, turn your camera on. Recruiters are already starting to notice that many students are not fully engaging in virtual events by not having their camera on and staying on mute. And we've started to notice this too. Wherever possible, participate and show your face, even if you're just listening. It creates a good impression and shows that you are taking the opportunity seriously. If you don't have your camera on, it's likely that people will assume you are not really paying attention and you don't really care about the event. Number 2, arrive on time. For events that have a fixed start time, there is now no excuse to be late. Demonstrate your reliability and timekeeping skills by arriving early or on time to make sure that you don't miss out on any valuable information. And please don't drop into a session halfway through and start asking questions that have already been asked, or asking things like, is this session being recorded? It is really annoying when this happens for the event organisers and the speakers, and it will likely have been covered at the beginning of the event. And number 3, don't be afraid to speak up. It's not quite the same as initiating a conversation in person, but these virtual events and law fairs are there for you to network, so really make sure you use the opportunity to speak up, engage and ask any questions that you might have. Many lawyers and recruiters will be happy for you to follow up with them on LinkedIn or by email if you didn't quite get round to asking everything that you wanted to. There are several new virtual law fairs this year taking place alongside individual university law fairs. These include the Aspiring Solicitors Diversity Law Fair and the Legal Cheek Virtual Law Fair series. And kind of like a law fair, but better, our Law Careers Net Live conferences have all been moved online and applications are still open. It will be a great opportunity to meet a host of top firms and get real insight into what it's like to work as a commercial solicitor. Applications close on the 29th of October. Please head to live.lawcareers.net for more information on the programme and the sponsors. And finally, the Law Careers Net team will be attending many virtual law fairs over the next few weeks, so come and give us a virtual wave if you see us at yours. We'll see you soon.